Hello everyone, I am BowserJrXD. Welcome to the Xfinity Series Championship race. Race 33 of 33 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2024. Well, yesterday, the racing world was spared a nuclear meltdown when Corey Heim won the Truck Series Championship race, his 12th win of the year, the 26th for Tricon, which ties him with Hedrick Motorsports for 8th most all-time, and sealed the greatest single season by a NASCAR driver ever. Today, we will see if a young star can seal the deal. Connor Zilisch looking to have the best rookie season in NASCAR history with double-digit wins. And it would have been over a 50-point gap over Justin Allgaier heading in today under a full season points format. He's joined by Justin Allgaier, Jesse Love, and rookie teammate Carson Kvapil in the final four. While Eric Almirola and Austin Hill, in lieu of the 2 and the 1, are looking to seal the deal for their owners' championships, just like Lane Riggs almost did yesterday. Also earlier today, Brent Cruz won the ARCA West race, and Trevor Huddleston won the ARCA West championship. Okay. Well, I'm just waiting for this to start. I might start cooking my dinner partway through, so just be aware of that if I go off somewhere. What the? That's not I must have muted. Okay, I muted the.
Is entering tonight's race really optimistic. He told us they're definitely the underdogs, but he's embracing that. He loves it because that means they have nothing to lose. In fact, he said today is the least stressed he's been all year, Dylan.
And Kim, coming to Phoenix, everyone has Justin Allgaier and maybe Connor Zilisch after this year favorited, but Jesse Love has staked his claim as the one to beat so far this weekend. He called his car in practice yesterday, the best car he's ever had here. He was a factor at the end of this race last year too, so knows how to be around when it matters. It's his first shot at a championship in the Xfinity Series. A win tonight would bookend his season, Kim.
Well, before the season started, Connor Zilisch predicted the team would win 4 races this year. Fast forward, and Connor's entering tonight's race with 10 wins, arguably the favorite for the championship. But Connor assured me this weekend does not define their season, regardless of what happens tonight. He is really soaking in their success before moving on to the Cup Series next year. Dylan.
Justin Allgaier's championship weekend a year ago couldn't have gone more wrong. They somehow overcame multiple issues and wound up on top. It's been a smoother weekend so far this year, but the challenges of a year ago and ultimately the final result have Allgaier and the 7 team in a nothing can stop us mindset so far this weekend. This is his best track. He's the only one of the 4 with experience in this type of championship race scenario. The title no doubt runs through this team again tonight. 32 races have been run. It all comes down to the final race. The waiting is over. Let's go racing in Phoenix and crown a champion in the Xfinity Series.
Phoenix Raceway. Before we go green, we've got a message from your reigning NASCAR Xfinity Series champion.
At least with the other ones, right?
Hey, Xfinity Series fans, it's Justin Allgaier, your 2024 Xfinity Series champion. I just want to say how honored I've been to represent Xfinity over the last decade and thank them for all that they've done for this series. Unfortunately, I've got to get ready to race and defend my title. But my fellow Xfinity Series champions are here to help us go as fast as Xfinity Internet one final time. Take it away, champs.
Suarez, Byron, Reddick, Cindric.
Just wanted again to say thank you to Xfinity for an 11 amazing years of racing. Now, guys.
Drivers, start your engines!
Who's in Cup there? That's right. All of them were in Cup, I think. Well, Hendrick's in trucks, but I digress. Engines are, yeah, so 2015, Chris Buescher. 2016, Daniel Suarez. 2017, William Byron. 2018 and 2019, Tyler Reddick. 2020, Austin Cindric. 2021, Daniel Hemrick. 2022, Ty Gibbs. 2023, Cole Custer. All right, it is time for today's starting lineup. Starting 38th, driving the number 74, Ox Ranch, Texas Chevrolet for Mike Harmon Racing. 24 years old from Mooresville, North Carolina, Dawson Cram. Starting 37th, driving the number 45, Optum Chevrolet for Alpha Prime Racing. 32 years old from Port Charlotte, Florida, Josh Williams. Starting 36th, driving the number 53, Donate Life Arizona Ford for Joey Gase Motorsports with Scott Austin. 32 years old from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Joey Gase. Starting 35th, driving the number 5, New Wave Bath Ford for Alpha Prime Racing. 40 years old from Wilbraham, Massachusetts, Glenn Reen. Starting 34th, driving the number 35, TCS Bus Chevrolet for Joey Gase Motorsports with Scott Austin. 27 years old from Cornelius, North Carolina, Stephen Parsons. Starting 33rd, driving the number 10, Champion Container Chevrolet for Colleague Racing. 21 years old from DeLand, Florida, Daniel Dye. Of course, what was I going to say? The first rookie in the field. And I'm going to get back to this team eventually because there's important things to be said there. Starting 32nd, driving the number 14, Thermotech Chevrolet for SS Greenlight Racing. 33 years old from Ligonier, Pennsylvania, Garrett Smithley. Starting 31st, driving the number 07, Furman Power Equipment Chevrolet for SS Greenlight Racing. 33 years old from Orchard Park, New York, Patrick Emmerling. Starting 30th, driving the number 71, Classic Collision Chevrolet for DGM Racing with Jesse Wuji Motorsports. 30 years old from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. 22 years old from Ashburn, Virginia, Ryan Ellis. Starting 29th, driving the number 51, Alliance Driveway Solutions Chevrolet for Jeremy Clements Racing. 40 years old from Spartanburg, South Carolina, Jeremy Clements. Starting 28th, driving the number 28, Tappan Sons Ford for RSS Racing. 29 years old from Chesapeake, Virginia, Nick Lights. Starting 27th, driving the number 42, Hypersteel Building Chevrolet for Young's Motorsports. 26 years old from Ridgefield, Connecticut, Anthony Alfredo. Starting 26th, driving the number 91, Movember X Speedmaster Chevrolet for DGM Racing with Jesse Wuji Motorsports. 30 years old from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Josh Bilicki. Starting 25th, driving the number 70, DWC Chevrolet for Cope Family Racing. 20 years old from Mooresville, North Carolina, Leland Honeyman Jr. Starting 24th, driving the number 44, Mac Door Systems, Neil McCoy Chevrolet for Alpha Prime Racing. 27 years old from the Woodlands, Texas, Brennan Poole. Starting 23rd, driving the number 31, Werner Chevrolet for Jordan Anderson Racing. 25 years old from Bakersfield, California, Blaine Perkins. Starting 22nd, driving the number 99, Viking Motorsports Chevrolet for Viking Motorsports. 26 years old from Charlotte, North Carolina, Connor Mosak. Starting 21st, driving the number 16, Campers Inn RV Mobile Medic Chevrolet for Colleague Racing. 24 years old from Middletown, New York, Christian Eckes, the second rookie in the field. Starting 20th, driving the number 11, Leaf Filter Gutter Protection Chevrolet for Colleague Racing. 27 years old from Chesapeake, Virginia, Brendan Queen. Starting 19th, driving the number 4, Green Bay Packaging Chevrolet for Alpha Prime Racing. 34 years old from Rhinelander, Wisconsin, Parker Retzloff. Starting 18th, driving the number 8, Pilot Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. 21 years old from Johnston, Iowa, Sammy Smith. Starting 17th, driving the number 39, Syapps Ford for RSS Racing. 23 years old from Tucker, Georgia, Kyle Sieg. Starting 16th, driving the number 21, Bennett Transportation Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. 31 years old from Winston, Georgia, Austin Hill, the first car in the owners' playoffs. Starting 15th, driving the number 17, HendrickCars.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. 19 years old from Clovis, California, Corey Day. Starting 14th, driving the number 1, Bass Pro Shops, Clarion Technology Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. 22 years old from Mooresville, North Carolina, Harson Quapple, the first of the Final Four, and one of the two not in the Owners' Championships. First of the Championship Four, I suppose I mean. Starting 13th, driving the number 18, Sound Gear Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 37 years old from Holtzville, New York, Justin Bonsignor. One of several changes for this last race. So William Sawalch is still experiencing concussion symptoms, so Bonsignor is in. Sam Mayer was suspended for wrecking Jeb Burton on purpose after the race at Martinsville. So he's out. Ryan Sieg's in his car. Kyle Sieg's in Ryan Sieg's car. And Nick Lights is in Kyle Sieg's car. That's what I was going to clarify. Starting 12th, driving the number 25, Dead on Tools Ford for AM Racing. 25 years old from Huntersville, North Carolina, Harrison Burton. Starting 11th, driving the number 27, A.O. Smith Chevrolet for Jordan Anderson Racing. 33 years old from Halifax, Virginia, Jeb Burton. Now for the top 10. Starting 10th, driving the number 41, Audible Ford for Haas Factory Team. 38 years old from Tucker, Georgia, Ryan Sieg. Also, going a little back to Quapple, who is, again, as I said, is the first member of the Championship 4. He is the third rookie in the field. Matters because starting 9th, driving the number 26, MCM Transportation Toyota for Sam Hunt Racing. 24 years old from Anaheim, California, Dean Thompson, the fourth rookie in the field. Starting 8th, driving the number 48, Borchetta Bourbon Chevrolet for Big Machine Racing. 24 years old from Miami, Florida, Nick Sanchez, the fifth rookie in the field. Starting 7th, driving the number 19, Young Life Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 41 years old from Tampa, Florida, Eric Almirola, the second of the Owners' Championship drivers. Starting 6th, driving the number 2, Wheel-In Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. 20 years old from Menlo Park, California, Jesse Love, the second of the Championship 4. He's also not in the Owners' playoffs, just like the 1. Starting 5th, driving the number 7, Brent Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. 39 years old from Riverton, Illinois, Justin Allgaier, the third playoff drive of the Championship 4. Starting 4th, driving the number 88, WeatherTech Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. 19 years old from Mooresville, North Carolina, Connor Zilich, the highest starting of the Championship 4 and the highest starting of the 27 Chevrolets. Starting 3rd, driving the number 00, Pit Boss Ford for Haas Factory Team. 28 years old from Alpine, California, Sheldon Creed, the highest starting of these 6 Fords. On the outside pole, driving the number 54, Operation 300 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 20 years old from Artesia, New Mexico, Taylor Gray, the highest starting rookie. And on the pole, driving the number 20, Menards Magic Woods Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, with a pole time of 27.49 seconds and an average speed of 130.957 miles per hour. 28 years old from Atlanta, Georgia, Brandon Jones. That is your starting lineup for today's Xfinity Series Championship race.
One hell of a year, but all comes down to today.
Well, if you want to know what this means to all those guys, you can almost hear the emotion in Jim Pullman, the 7 Cars crew chief right there. These are the moments when it all becomes real, and you know it's all getting ready to happen. The guy right there is going to be gone at the end of this year. Led him to the championship last year. We joke around, nickname of Pooh Bear there. You see on his headset. Great guy. He's done a tremendous job for Justin Allgaier.
Talked about the Toyotas qualifying up front. It's a Toyota pacing the field. The Toyota GR Supra.
One of the things that drivers are doing on this pace lap is sort of sighting where that sun is. It can be pretty bad into turn 3. This race will go from sort of the evening time into the darkness under the lights. So this track will change a ton. As you go to this pace lap here, you just kind of assess. All right, what is the situation? Where is that sun right now? Where's the shadows? What might be looking at? And then starting to do your prep for the start here, where you'll start to work in your tires like you're seeing Jesse Love do. Sort of accelerate a couple times, just try to get a sense of how you're going to get the best start possible.
You want to get heat in your tires here. This is one of those tracks that you'll run your fastest lap on 3rd, 4th, 5th lap. We saw in practice yesterday. So you got a little time here to get some heat worked into not only the tires, but also the brakes.
And look at that sun right now through Connor Zilich's windshield.
Lack of visibility is
really
difficult right there.
And it's a really nerve-wracking thing that those first few laps as you go down this straightaway and you're just trying to sort through some traffic at times, wondering where people are going to brake. You can't really see, and then suddenly you do as you get into turn 3.
Brandon Jones on the pole takes the outside lane. We'll be talking about lane choice on restarts all night long. It's time to decide a champion in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. It's go time.
Here we go. 200 laps. We're green at Phoenix.
Green start. I don't think anyone I saw dip below before the start-finish line.
That 54 really drove in there, but look at Brandon.
Connor Zilich up to third. Allgaier is in 6th place. Love to his outside to get to 5th.
Now they're all facing the sun, and Parker mentioned it, how bad that is. Taylor Gray wasted no time, though.
Taylor trying to get the inside of Brandon Jones. Can't get there.
Zilich had to make a little bit of a move there to avoid Taylor Gray. They went into the braking zone for turn 3 as they're looking directly into that sun. He had a little wiggle in there, trying not to catch through a bumper, Taylor Gray.
Last week's winner, trying to pick up where he left off. Taylor Gray, victorious for the first time in his career. Saturday evening at Martinsville.
Here comes Allgaier trying to get past the inside of Jesse Love.
This year, and one time in his history in Phoenix, that would be Brandon Jones. Playoff drivers going at it here. The 7 is Justin Allgaier. That red and white number 2.
Custer, Creed trying to get way down to the inside of the dog leg to make a move on Zilich.
Obviously ramps up when you get to the end, but even more so here. These guys will play nice right now. Not being overly aggressive, but as this gets closer to the end, knowing that all you have to do is be the first of those 4 to win the championship, they'll put it all on the line. Interesting line, I think, out of Brandon Jones on new tires down in turns 1 and 2. We saw him not on the yellow line. We typically see the guys, as the run goes on, fade a little lower, but Brandon running higher.
Watch this battle between Justin Allgaier and Jesse Love. Notice
7 and 2 remain side by side.
Through the dog leg, staying on the racetrack. Could just be a little self-preservation.
Wow, running that low line. Allgaier to 5th, ahead of Jesse Love.
Not doing anything that you don't need to do. He's able to make that pass of Jesse Love.
Sun is
Creed has passed Zilich.
Goodyear onboard camera, ride with Eric Almirola, chasing an owner's championship.
Almirola goes for owners, making it on the 2. The 2 is not in it, so the 19 currently runs 3rd in that championship. Austin Hill way outside the top 10.
Eric Almirola to drive to the inside, knowing he has more drive off.
Yeah, and this for Jesse Love is what I talked about, managing your emotions, because we felt like he maybe had one of the best cars in practice, but it's not translating to the start of the race right here. You see he's faded a little bit. Look how far the 7 of Allgaier is already ahead 1 lap. It's clear that...
A little bit of contact there with Love and Almirola. More contact. They're tapping each other down to the dog leg and in the entrance of turn 1.
It's just about finishing in front of the other 3. With that, I take your eyes to our bumper. The championship 4 highlighted in purple, so you can monitor their progress.
Almirola almost clear.
Top 5 right now. Love has fallen to 7th, and Carson Fauble back there in the 12th position.
To watch these 2 race side by side, it seems like Jesse's just been stuck on this outside with someone below him, and we think of all the confidence he had coming into this as we look back when they got real
now
tight.
19 and 2 still side by side.
There, you'll see that just tonight. It's just maybe a little early for that, but this is a moment where, with all the confidence that Jesse Love had in that race car post-practice, you've got to reassess the situation right now. You've had other cars on the racetrack, the Cup cars qualify, the track's different than it was yesterday. Keep your head in the game and don't get down, and you're going backwards a little bit right now, which looks like he's pretty loose.
Almirola finally comes through, has a little breathing room. He's 6th, Love is 7th. On board with a 2 here. Second-year driver from California. This is the Wheelan onboard camera.
Yeah, he's struggling here in the middle of the corner right there, as we got a battle between the 2 teammates right here. Allgaier, and didn't show that short run speed in practice yesterday, but as you see here, just 7 laps in, the 7 car.
Side by side, the 7 and the 88. This is for the lead of the championship.
I remind you, in qualifying today, they ran the exact same lap time to the 1,000th.
7 rim riding the inside. Allgaier to P4 and the lead of the championship.
For the spot, give him 4th.
And if you're the 88,
God,
if you're Connor
I hate
Zilich right there behind him, it's size up. Where am I losing my lap time? Where is the 7 better than me? And you're immediately going to discuss that with your crew chief of, look, this is where I I was, getting beat at by the 7 car, this is where I think I need to be better.
Take a ride on the Red Bull onboard and just maybe see if we can see something here as we look at Jesse, what his car is doing as they go through 1 and 2.
Almost looks like he's a little bit tight. And what I always focus on, that orange line that you see on the steering wheel. As he drives into the corner, it's pretty smooth. Typically, if you're loose, you'll see him have to really feed it down in the corner, a little bit there. But when he gets to the middle, do you see how it's just staying steady? It tells me I think that car's probably just a tick on the tight side.
Back to the front. Teammates going after one another again. Taylor Gray in the 54, Brandon Jones in the 20.
I mentioned the interesting line of Brandon Jones in the 20 run a little higher there. His teammate, Eric Almirola, was super fast here in the spring, and he was really able to run the high line. You got to wonder, is it the setup of the car? If that's something that they've been working on, studying on. As you see, the 54 was so fast. I think he didn't need to go that high. No, right there. Brandon went
Taylor Gray to the inside of Jones. Takes the lead on lap 12.
To make the outside lane in 3 and 4 work. Right there, he just got way too high up.
Brandon Jones leading laps here today for the first time at Phoenix since March of 2022. But it's his young teammate that's on point. 12 laps in, we get to our Mobil 1 leaderboard. Gray, Jones, Creed, Allgaier, Zilich, the top 5 early in the desert.
From racetrack to road, Mobil 1 motor oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
Wish someone would invent an easier way to put on your boots? Skechers has. With new premium, cozy, hands-free Skechers slip-ins boots. You just step in and go. You don't struggle to pull them on. You don't even touch them. Go hands-free with new premium, cozy Skechers slip-ins boots.
For the perfect present, the perfect place is your local Ace. This Christmas, get free assembly and delivery on your new grill at Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ever wonder how NASCAR Cup Series playoffs work? Let Gazoo Racing break it down for you.
Allgaier by Jones. Zilich trying to keep up the pursuit. So Allgaier's up to third. Sheldon Creed also passed Jones earlier to get to second place.
Survive the cut, outlast the pack, finish first among the championship 4, and you're doing donuts in victory lane. And trust me, Toyota's ready for victory lane. Now you're up to speed. You in?
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
Vacations will never be the same. Welcome to the 4 parks of Universal
Waffles enter the top 10
Resort.
for the first time. Love is not making any distance. Almirola by Jones to P5.
Cowboys and cowgirls. You think cowboys and cowgirls, you think honky tonks, Friday nights, and $2 beers. Because it's payday. You think payday, you think hard work and all the people who do those things that make the world work. And now it's Saturday night, rodeo night. So you're thinking horses, which means you're thinking boots. And when you're thinking boots, you're thinking Harriet.
With Straight Talk's real unlimited data, say yes a lot more.
Can I call Grandma? Yes.
Yes to unlimited video calling.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Oh, this sweater looks so...
Yes to unlimited gifting.
Yes.
With Straight Talk, say yes to unlimited holiday moments.
No.
Let the yes-tivities begin.
Yes.
Switch now for plans starting at $25 a month on America's most reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, official partner of NASCAR. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I only pay for what I need. What a great day. What an okay day. What a messed up.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You know what's crazy? We're eating breakfast and none of us are morning people.
I blame it on the bacon.
I concur.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Concur.
I know, right?
Sounds good in my mouth. Concur.
I read it in a book.
Word of the day.
I concur. I concur.
Saw you were scoping out my tires the other day.
I need some new ones. I was going to ask you what those were.
Good eye. Those are Turo tires. They really grip on the street and the trail. Cute
Walk
dog, by the
ball
way.
is
Stylish
now
all-season tires from a company with an off-road racing
But
heritage.
Allgaier trying to pull away from Connor Zilich. As long so
Test your luck and make your power play by heading to your local lottery retailer to get in the game for tonight's estimated Powerball jackpot of $400 million.
Parker and I already said if we win, we're splitting it. Well, and you're not just that, we had Carla as well. Carla, we're splitting 3 ways.
400 million divides 4 ways a lot better than it does 3. Hey, final stage today, commercial free. Awesome. Thanks to Xfinity. This is going to be such a great way to end the year and end the Xfinity era, and they've been a wonderful partner, and we have enjoyed it every step of the way.
If you like listening to Jay McMurray, you're going to get a lot more Jay McMurray on the third stage.
What about this guy? Taylor Gray goes out, runs his qualifying lap, comes off of the last turn. He just screams how bad it was, and his crew chief's like, P2, you're good.
But you know, he's not a championship driver tonight, and if you go back, he missed advancing to the round of 8 by 1 point, and then he wins last week, and I'm sure he'll replay that in his mind. The guy who's here kind of in his place, the one who drove his tail off at the end of the race at Martinsville, and that's Carson Kvapil. Started 14th, has worked his way to 9th, and, you know, we've been saying, and he's been saying, I'm the underdog, but they're staying in the game early, Kim.
That's right. Didn't have the qualifying effort.
10% of the way through the race.
And when I asked Carson what happened, he said, I just didn't have the pace. Honestly, I was surprised. Got out of the car and looked at the board and thought we had done better than that, but has made quick work of the competition, already up to the 9th position. They are set up very closely to what the 7 has, but the 7 has been good here at Phoenix with. Right now, just a little free. He said, I lose the rear through the center, but overall, not bad.
Yeah, we get to ride on board here with the #1 Bass Pro Shop Chevy. Get an idea of that sun. You see he's got that tinted visor on, trying to help a little bit with that Parker. See the balance of that car, just having a little bit loose right there, getting back to the gas, chasing it up the racetrack. He's
Ryan
moved
Sea's
forward,
driving Mayer's cars up to 10, and
not
Kyle
the quickest car right now, but heading in the right direction.
12,
As
11.
we're looking here at Nick Sanchez underneath Jesse Love. That's who's ahead of him right now. And I think for Carson Kvapil, when you have a bad qualifying like that compared to your competitors, the best thing that could happen is you have a little forward momentum to start the race. It just gives you wind in your sails. Exactly what he's been able to do here, up 5 spots, and he can see
he's
that
getting
48 and the 2.
That's exactly right.
When he got to see that 2, you know he was thinking, oh, I'm in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to see one of his competitors for this championship, it gives you a little bit of motivation, Adam.
Talking Jesse Love, he's back to 7th in the running order, Dylan.
Just has lost 1 spot since the start, but not exactly where he wants the race car to be after so much confidence earlier on. Take a listen on the radio what they're dealing with.
Pull your mic up closer, can't understand you. Talk about it later then. Biggest thing that I see is drive off. Need to wrap longer, exit lower.
And so that's exactly what Jesse has tried to do, specifically down here at this end in turns number 1 and 2. And the other thing, Jesse did come back on the radio and said, I'm free and lacking drive off the corner. So that's the main problem they're going to try to fix on the 2 when they hit pit road.
Well, it's going to get real tight right here with Nick Sanchez.
Wow, Sanchez trying to get around Love while there's a lap car.
Good job moving up the racetrack, but that's interesting to hear from that report with Dylan, because Adam, when you and I were hanging out,
Sanchez cut to the inside of Love. This is for 8th place, 7th place.
It turns really well, and it had
and they're approaching the ever-sinking Brandon Jones.
Perfectly in practice. Well, the reality is in the race it hasn't, so they've got to find something in that too.
And you sensed frustration. They wanted him to get his mind closer, because as we heard him trying to communicate, all you could hear was engine noise. I was like, well, I can't understand what he's saying here. And Danny Stockman, his crew chief, referenced that. The other thing about the 2 team that's a little bit unique is that you heard Stockman tell him, listen, you need to wrap the bottom longer. You're losing your lap time off. They're looking at all the data. Jesse wants to be fed all the information he can so he can try to get better inside the car. And it's so frustrating
really wrapping it inside. Don't you want to basically been trying to do everything on the high
side?
side.
The day they did yesterday and then start the race
and
and
the 1
be a
is
little bit
approaching.
off. It's the exact opposite of what we talked about with
That's where they spot in the
He's getting a sniff at Jesse
points.
Love and gets some motivation. It's deflating. Jesse can see those guys in front of him getting smaller, and he looks in his mirror and he can see the 1 Bass Pro Shop Chevy starting to catch him.
I would say, though, so much of this race is be in it in the final stage. Just hang around and hang around. And if you're in the top 10, you have put yourself in a good spot to be
There's the
successful
brothers Sieg
later on in the
10th
evening.
and 11th.
Closing on 30 laps into this race. Right of your screen, the Sieg brothers racing one another. Ryan is in the 41
Is Kyle
this
gonna
week
pass
because
Ryan
Sam Mayer
in
was
his own
suspended
car?
after getting into it with Jeb Burton post-race at Martinsville. So Kyle Sieg moves from the 28 to the 39, and they're doing an outstanding job. 10
Oh
to
my
11
God.
on track, and here comes younger bro saying, I got your ride, and I'm going by. This is outstanding.
He actually passed his brother in his own car.
Going, oh, if I could just get Ryan, I'm going to pass him in his own car.
That's ridiculous, man. What the hell?
Stage 1 underway.
Oh,
here in
Creed's
Phoenix.
caught up.
Leading this race is Taylor Gray. Justin Allgaier, the best of the championship 4.
I guess Byron did not do the command. I guess because he was too busy getting ready for Cup. Quapple has passed Love. What was my gap? 17 points? I mean, that's my own stuff, but... It's a new dawn, it's a new day for me, and I feel good. Kyle Sieg is about to get by Jesse Love. That's sad. All right, Quapple to 7th. He's past trying to pass Brandon Jones. Quapple might be the fastest car
At road
of the top 5, of the top of the Champ 4.
It's a new day. It's a new life
for
me. And I'm feeling
good.
To you by the Lucas Oil helicopter. Taylor Gray leading, working lap traffic. Look who's right behind him. Sheldon Creed. Couldn't we go 2 weeks in a row with a first-time winner? Gray last week. Creed's been so close so many times, including right here at Phoenix in the 0-0 strong early.
It's incredible how low he
Oh, slow car, Jeff Burton.
This is interesting timing, too.
That's pretty big impact, too, right there.
8 to go on the stage, no caution yet, but you get a caution here. A lot of teams likely going to play some strategy, but he gets in.
The flat
One thing
right
that possibly
front
caused
tire.
caution, you see this at Phoenix, it can mean some sort of brake issue. We saw that from Daniel Dye yesterday down into turn 1. So sometimes those brake parts
Must have smacked the
go
wall.
over the racetrack, but so far it seems like we're staying green.
Tough break for Jeb Burton. Had been running well lately. 6th last week at Martinsville. His second top 10 in the last 4 races, but big-time problems for the 27 here.
Well, and the caution right now just shakes everything up.
Big
you know,
time.
for all these guys, especially the ones running for the championship, it just puts you in a, it could put you in a box. So
that's a shame for Jeb. He's had a really good season. They didn't quite make the playoffs, but they were very close.
I mean, almost the exact same place that Daniel Dye hit the wall yesterday.
Well, it's crazy. Very similar.
Great job getting that car
there he goes.
off the racetrack here, and everyone avoiding him.
Yeah, he's just trying to get, he didn't mean to go back up on the racetrack there. He's trying to get the car slowed down, and you can see no air in that front tire. Suspension's all damaged.
I want you to take a look at our bumper, who's highlighted in purple, the Champ 4, and highlight the one of Carson Kvapil, who qualified 14th, and he admitted, man, I was so disappointed in my lap, but look what he's doing. He's just picking them off one by one, has worked his way up to 7th, and he can see Sanchez out in front of him with 5 to go in this opening stage.
And Phoenix historically is an exceptionally hard track to pass at. So you have to have a really good car, and to do what he's been able to do past 7 cars, it's like he scuffed the wall a little bit right there through the dog leg.
You know, but he's got the #1 pit stop because of qualifying last week at Martinsville.